This is Darren Stoner with The Perfect Bit, and today we're going to discuss what a port is actually for. Yeah, a port is a great tool for what it's designed for and what it was intended to design for. So a port is, with anything else, is pressure and release training. So how do I train with a port? One way they use a port is they'll take a port, and instead of the shanks being swept back, they bend them straight in line with the port. And I've had even older gentlemen tell me what they did is they took a piece of string tied to the end of the shank and put a weight or a bolt on the string. So imagine we have a straight port, the shank, and a weight hanging down here. Now, if you take a horse and without in his training and you put him in a round pen, when he trots and lopes, he's going to have his head up and he's just going to be bouncing along. Well, what people put in their mouth is a port. So every time he goes around, it's going to bounce, just the weight of it, not anybody hitting on it, but just the weight of it. When the roof of his mouth or the horse he's smart enough to figure out, how do I get relief from this? He's going to line his head up so when he goes around, it doesn't hit him anymore. So then they'll take, the only reason, if you look at old bits, if you look at old movies and pictures, the shanks hang straight down. The only reason now they're swept back, it's not any faster or slower or more leverage. What it is it's competition of certain events. Your reiners, your Western pleasure, those kind of things. And what they do is they'll sweep the shanks back, and then they'll have reins, heavy reins connected to them. And all those disciplines, if you'll notice, their reins are hanging way down low. So all the weight they have generated down here makes the shank pull back, which makes the port stick exactly straight up and down. So if the horse has been trained, he's going to keep his head in line with the port so it's not hitting on his tongue or the roof of his mouth. So there's relief there because of that. So if you look at a reiner, whenever he gets this 80-foot slide out of his horse, he doesn't pull on the reins to get him to stop. He knows, even though my horse has been trained that way and my hands move too fast and it hits too quick, mentally, physically, the horse, if you do it too fast, even though he's been trained, his mouth's going to come open and his head up. But if I move it at a certain speed, meaning it does this and the horse goes, I know where relief is, it's here. I put pressure, relief here. So a port is designed for headset, so he'll stay in between. There's always relief with a port if the horse has been trained that way. The problem that the Western industry does is they bring it over into roping and barrel racing, cutting, those kind of things, and their hands move way faster than that. So a horse, even though if he's been trained in it, he can't mentally and physically get off of it fast enough because our hands are moving too quick for that. We use a lot of, most in the Western industry ride a tie down, and that keeps the horse's head at a level that makes him more athletic. They're using it to keep, they don't ride a tie down and a port at the same time, because the tie down's to keep his head down here and the port is to also keep his head down low. So again, a port has nothing to do with whoa, it has to do with how the position of my horse's head.